Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where I am continuing to investigate this murder mystery? Well, I'm pretty certain a murder has indeed taken place, but the nature of said murder keeps changing the more that I play. So we'll see. As is the usual. Hello, Gillette. Welcome. You're just in time. I'll be picking up exactly where I left off last week, hopefully. Which is mid-conversation with these young men. And hopefully I can continue following the conversation tree that I had to abandon quite suddenly last week.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
He looks excited. The tips of his hair are sharp and white. The bleach has consumed almost all of the toothbrush on the mirror in front of him. Okay, I believe that I was somewhere in wanting to ask about this tent full of equipment. Yes. As we can see, there's a few things that I had not actually asked in here. I see you brought your own water. What's with all the nosefet? What's that engine starting fluid for? Point to the bottle of Couprillange. I see you brought your own water. Yeah, good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water. The backstory is that these three young men, led by Andre, want to turn a nearby church into sort of a nightclub. Unfortunately, between the time that Andre came and checked out whether or not the place was usable and when he got equipment and people together and returned, someone else had started using the church. So being the brilliant young men that they are, they promptly locked whoever it was into the church and are now just sitting outside trying to figure out what to do. And they've recruited me to try to fix this. What this has to do with my murder mystery, I do not know, but I like investigating. Okay, and it's distilled too, or about another thing. No, and it's distilled too. Oh? He doesn't know what to say. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. Drama success. It's like he's lying to you, my liege, but he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of. My drama is not high enough, alas. Or perhaps not alas. Generally speaking, my drama is very good about telling me whether or not people are lying, but if I get it high, it starts telling me to do very ridiculous things for the sake of the drama. Not always useful things. What's all the engine starting fluid for, then? It's for starting engines, man. Half-light success. Is the amiable speed freak becoming a bit cross with you? Sounds like it. What engines do you start with it? Relax, how's that extra high ether content working out for you? Does it do the trick? Or, good, now about another thing. How does the extra high ether content work for you? I guess it does. Logic success. You're not completely satisfied yet. I really am not. You know, maybe that slight scent of ether I felt before is somehow connected to ethyl ether? Or good. How about another thing? Well, obviously. You know that slight scent of ether I mentioned? No idea, man. Encyclopedia success. Did you know ethyl ether is used as a light anesthetic, and a solvent, and an explosive, and for manufacturing amphetamine? Oh my. Is it really a nightclub that they want to build in this church? I wonder. Alright, so what's with all the nosefed then? The what now? He leans in to hear you better. Point at the bottles of nasal spray in the corner. The Nosefed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around. Or the whatever. I wanted to know about another thing. No, about the Nosefed. The Nosefed Ultra. A lot of it. Oh, the old Ultra. They're cooking meth. Drama success. He's like an actor looking to the souffle for his... Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm so sorry. But yes, there in plays and shows there is generally a person who is either slightly off stage or even in a little recess just under the stage where the actors can see them but that the audience cannot, whose job it is to feed the actor their line or enough of their line that they can remember it should the actors forget. And that is the person that my drama is referring to. I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe. You sound fine to me? Or, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. Tell me about another thing. Oh, no. You sound fine, Andre. Yes, he nods energetically. That's all Nosefed's doing. Without the Noza, I'd been drowning in shit right now. Noid, Nosefed is the shit. Good, now unto the next thing. Or, can I have some? I have some nose problems too. I actually think one of these two is actually recharged by Nosefed, but I don't remember which one. But, unto the next thing. I'm not going to ask them for some of their drugs. Yes? What? Alright, that is... Alright, I've chased all this around as much as I can, I think. Alright, enough of this. Now, we have a logic check here. A godly challenge. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. This has a 28% chance. +1 from Ethel was high. +1 from unexplained ether smell. +1 from unexplained Nosefed. +1 from unexplained starting fluid. -2 from convinced you're a smart cop. Ooh. I'm gonna try it anyway. Cross fingers, here goes. First check of the night. Failure. Well, first of all, you're a smart cop. And a smart cop like you would understand if something wasn't quite right. So this should be easy. Oh no. How close did I come? 1 point! I needed 16 and I had 15. Oh. Oh, so close. Rub your chin. What's the gist of it? The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Oh, logic. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out. They are absolutely cooking meth, and they intend to use the church to do so. It's not going to be a club. The game may have failed that logic roll, but I didn't. Alright, I'm gonna go. As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah! Getting high without me. Okay, so this is incredibly noisy, so I'm actually... Yes, I'm going to step out of the tent before I check the journal, because they have their music turned up real loud. But yes, being so close on that check. It's a little disappointing. This is probably going to be a pretty long load screen because I am going outside and re-adding my partner cop Kim, and all of these things take a very long time because outside is a very big place in this game. But the good news is that in last week's part of the conversation that I had with the group of young men, I actually got the key for the padlock that they put on the church. Most likely with people inside who have now been in there for probably several days. So I'm hoping that I don't end up having to arrest more people for murder. Although it might not be full-on murder where, you know, they locked the church not knowing whether or not anyone was inside. They were very clear about that. But they thought they probably were inside, so yeah. I believe last week that the words negligent homicide came up. Or possibly it was homicide through negligence. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to go back and check my VOD. But it probably wasn't their best plan to lock unknown persons in the church and then to tell the first police officer who comes by all about doing it. Although I'm not actually a police officer. My character is not actually a police officer in this game. This is an alternate history, I suppose. A dystopia of somewhere in Europe, I believe. And there aren't actually any police, but there is an organization that acts kind of as the police, and my character works for them as a detective. He was apparently a fairly successful detective for them, up until somewhat recently when his life fell apart and he decided to attempt to drink and chemically induce himself into an early death. He arrived early for this murder investigation and proceeded to try to do that to the point where he now has amnesia. So I'm playing as an amnesiac cop. And I bet I can lower this drawbridge from this side. Pile of Eternite. A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Interfacing success. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough. What is this? Push the Eternite over or leave as is. What is this? Kim, it looks like a makeshift bridge. The lieutenant adjusts his collar against a cool breeze. Could be convenient. I agree. Push it over. And clunk. The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk. Excellent. And I was going to check out what was going on with the journal once I was outside, yes. Alright, help the Ravers start a nightclub. And you can't see it, but I am doing big air quotes about the nightclub part now. The Ravers asked you to help turn the church into a dance club, but there are already some people inside. Find out who those people are and what they want. Look into the spooky people in the church. Okay, and we also have some done quests over there. That's from last week as well. I had to leave very quickly last week from streams, so I didn't check my quests or anything like that when I went. Okay. And is there anything else? Yes, there is. How did I miss that before? I'll be taking that. Now, this, let's see. Yeah, that's right. The church was right over here. But yes, the young men were very concerned about the goings-on in the church. There's a girl outside who is attempting to record the sound of ice. She's very high. And they actually sent her in alone to case the church, and she was terribly frightened by what she described as a crab man. And they described some really weird machines that were in there. And I'm wondering, I have a quest to find a cryptozoologist and his assistant who have been missing for several days now. The cryptozoologist's wife hangs out in the cafeteria at the bottom of the hostel that my character's been staying in, and she's very worried about her husband and where the heck he's gotten to. So I'm wondering if perhaps a cryptozoologist might be mistaken for a crab man in bad lighting and when one is severely chemically altered? Maybe? Alright. Heavy wooden doors more than twice your height stand shut in front of you. The rectangular, sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Alright. Open the padlock with the key. That was a good sound. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. Kim, let's go. The lieutenant nods at you. Pull on the doors. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city. Okay. And another loading screen. There's, my character and his temporary partner are from two different departments who have both been sent to investigate the original murder mystery, which appeared to be a lynching. this zone is between the two departments, and for years they have not been able to decide which one is in charge of it, so it hasn't been getting any policing for at least the last 5 or 6 years. Not the best situation. Okay, we'll start with this one. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Well, I, as the player, rarely run because I worry about missing things. So, this should not be too much of a problem. What's this over here? This grotesque wooden figure looks half-finished. And another one. This figure was added later. It's not part of the original church. Okay. That was quite an abrupt zoom out there. And what's this over here? Oh, it's dark. But that's okay. I have a flashlight. I love the flashlight in this game because it actually follows where you point with the mouse. Alright, what's this? More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long-forgotten style. Oh, Law, thank you for the raid, and welcome raiders! Welcome to my murder investigation, which I am pausing for a quick moment here. Oh my goodness, everybody's arriving. Siren, thank you for the raid. Oh, so many raiders. One moment here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Oh, Ishan, sorry, you tripped over my emote. I am. It is 2 away from 50. And thank you for the follow raise, which happened while I was all distracted. Alright, back to the murder mystery here. I have just entered this old, slightly no longer being used religiously, but not quite abandoned church. And I was just having a look at everything here. Oh, thank you, Ishan. Okay, what do we have here? A prayer book has been left open. Excerpts from the Paracanassian Litany of Love. Alright. I'm just gonna... There's so many things to look at here. What do we have here? The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. That is definitely unsafe. Hello, Aris. Good evening. And Tama, hello. Could these wires work as contact microphones? Maybe, but I doubt that's actually what's happening here. Oh, what do we have? Perception, hearing. The silence in this part of the church. It's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. Wait, I think I still hear something. And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. Logic success. It seems that sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. Perception, hearing. You can hardly hear your own breathing. Yell as loud as you can, or stomp your feet and clap your hands. Thank you very much for the follow, ArcWaterbot. I think I will yell. Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. Half-light success. It's unnerving. Alright, then stomp feet and clap hands. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total somehow. Alright, turn to Kim. What's happening? That is 50 followers! Hooray! Celebrate! That's a major milestone. Thank you all very much. The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer. We're standing in the middle of the circle of plates, and I'm pretty sure that has something to do with what's going on here. Can you hear anything? Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this. Can't hear shit. It's extraordinary. I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics. Conceptualization success. Maybe the church was designed in this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises? Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing? Hey, what if it's something paranatural? It's probably nothing, just our imagination. Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us. Well, since I got the prompt from conceptualization, I'm going to go with its nudge and say maybe they wanted to discourage the singing and dancing. Could be. Rhetoric success. He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though. Alright, look up into the bell tower, which is a new one. Perception, sight. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. Okay, we have a challenging level challenge for sight perception. Try to see beyond the shadows, or what if I don't want to know what's up there? Okay, so this one I have a 92% chance of succeeding, but I can only try once. I'm gonna go for it. 92%. Let's see if I succeed. The last roll only failed by 1. Success. Oh, this is pulling so far back. It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and is making its way towards you through all the other shadows. On the ceiling, follow the shadow's movements or blink. Follow the shadow's movements. It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends. Kim, officer, is there something up there? The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is you're seeing. Kim's vision is very bad, so the chances of him seeing it are actually not great, but we'll see. Okay, perception. Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go? On the ceiling? Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. Well, I guess I have... Come on, follow the shadow's movements. It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends. Nope, it just loops. It just loops. Alright, I guess I have no choice. Let's blink. Blink? That's no animal. Tiago, you see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. That is very person-shaped. That is a very person-shaped shape. Maybe it's possible to talk to it? Sure, let's try doing that. Let's save first. Tiago, the shadow is a man? But a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. Reaction speed success. The crab man! He doesn't look very much like a crab. Hey, who's there? This is the police. Show yourself. Say nothing. Be quiet for now. Or, are you the crab man? Not the last one. That makes me sound like an idiot. Quiet. Quiet for now. The man leans forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
That is definitely a person. Encyclopedia success. That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk, and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol. The right place for what? Or what are you doing here? It is a murder mystery. I am investigating a murder mystery. 20 sessions ago, I awoke in my hotel room from an alcoholic binge to find that I had been there for several days in order to investigate a lynching that had occurred just behind my hostel. The investigation of said lynching has expanded a great deal and has, well, I've ended up coming over here to this church because there's a lot of other mysteries that I've been asked to look into as well, like haunting slash curse in a shopping district that's nearby to the hotel. Some guys who are most likely cooking meth have asked me to evict the tenants of this church so that they can turn it into a so-called nightclub. There's a dock workers strike going on, and everybody wants me to pick sides between the striking workers and the company that they are striking against. It's all just gotten very complicated, and as it turned out, the supposed lynching that I was investigating was not actually a lynching, it was a cover-up of an assassination, which I am now also trying to investigate. But my character has been attempting to drink and drug himself to death recently, so when I woke up in the hotel room, I was with complete amnesia. My character did not even remember his own name, or that he was a police officer. Well, police detective. Okay, the right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
Going by the backstory, it was despair that drove him into the bottle in the first place, so... As far as I can tell, his marriage blew up in his face. He didn't take it well.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I'm not sure if we have a choice at this point. Electrochemistry success. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay it off already. Sheesh. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Or, oh, hell no, and run away. No, I need to talk to you about police things.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Wade. I could smell the control all the way over here.
Charming. I'm doing just fine, thank you. Okay, fine, I'm struggling, but you don't need to lecture me. I know what I need to do. You don't know me. You don't know what it's like. There's something white pursuing me. White and very sad. This conversation is making me uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else. Yeah, police things. Ostensibly, I am a police detective. Or at least I'm playing one in this game. You don't know me.
I was like you once, just dragging my feet to the next bar. Shit was dark, Holmes.
Oh boy.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Kim, just because I was so drunk I got amnesia when you arrived does not mean you get to lecture me on this. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there. Adjust your tie. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? You know, alcohol is central to my identity. If I wouldn't drink, I just wouldn't be me. This is stupid. I don't even know what this is. That's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property. Wow, that's a lot of big words. I'm torn. You know what? Let's go full alcoholic. Alcohol is central to my identity, man.
The grave's coming for your little identity sooner than you think, Holmes. You sure you're ready? The mother could set you free from all that shit.
His words echo in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in. Rhetoric success. You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? It's working. Okay. Composure success. Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways. How is swaying confident again? Drama success. 'Tis not an act, my liege. Saving perchance he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot. You must be the crab man. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you. Or, okay then, thanks, and leave. You know what? You must be the crab man. Never known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you've got for me, I won't stop you from using it. To be fair, it's really more like a spider. If you're not a crab, then what are you? Sorry, you just weren't moving like a human. Hey, it's your neighbors who came up with this name, not me. Thank you, Siren, and have a good night. Have a good rest. Thank you very much for the raid. If you're not a crab, then when are you? He considers this for a moment. I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. He pauses. It may be that I gotta work on my technique. Logic success. That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there? He's welcome to the identity crisis. My character already has enough. Wait, did you also carve all those sculptures? Point at the nearest pillar. Or let's keep moving on. What were you before you became a crab man? Did you carve those? I got XP for that. Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness. Conceptualization success. Alright, let's consider the context and meaning here. Oh boy. I see what you've done there. It's as if these figures are trying to become one with the church, or perhaps with the mother herself. Rub your chin. You've got some nice curves going there. Squint your eyes. These seem a tad derivative. You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depiction of female bodies. Honestly, I don't get it. All these figures look half-finished. Oh boy. Only one of those isn't insulting in some way. Do I want to insult him? He insulted me. Also, I apologize for any popping or banging that may be audible in the background of me tonight. It is a holiday weekend here in Canada, and there are fireworks going off every now and then. I'm gonna go for the one that is slightly less insulting. It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it. Ha! Well, that didn't help. What were you before you became a crab man and a woodcarver? I was in a gang, Way, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone. Shake your head. So many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom. I lost my memory too, and it haunts me. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch. So you used to be in a gang, but you don't really remember it? Sounds convenient. You know what? I like that I lost my memory. Whole new me. That's not really the point, Esse. He frowns. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is. Oh, he's got that drum and he is gonna bang it. Kim, do you remember your name, sir? Tiago is my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak... Your place among your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore. Alright, my name's Harry, extend your hand for a greeting. My name's Harrier Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant W. Freeter. I don't do names either. Names are out. I don't care what mine is. Considering that my character only just found out his name earlier in this day, in day 3 of the game here, I don't do names. That's not quite right, but you're getting somewhere. He smiles enigmatically. Any one of us could have been anything else. We are all one who sing the mother's glory. Alright, so we have a new one of what are you doing here? But I think I'm going to ask where the other guy is first. Other spooker? Oh, esa vegeta. Oh my goodness, I can't speak Spanish. He laughs. Dunno, Holmes. Sorry, folks, I'm not going to insult the language of Spanish by trying to actually read that. Rhetoric success. That word is grandma? Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a grandma? Right, thanks. I'll see if I can find her some other way. I took no years of Spanish at all. None. Alright, so there is another person in the church. No, I just call her Grandma because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. He scratches his head. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear. And you don't know where she is? Or, right, thanks. I'll see if I can find her some other way. Do you know where she is? That's what I said, Holmes. How can you not know that when you both live here? Don't really follow her comings and goings, just see her typing on her computer now and then. We've got different interests, I'll say. So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who she is? I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or he shrugs. Reaction speed success, or search through her radio computer. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but what are you doing here? This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. He nods towards the ceiling. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circle it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly. Who is this mother of silence you keep talking about? What will happen once you drink from this perforation? I still don't understand what you're doing in the church. Or, right, I had other questions. Oh no, what will happen? I will be incinerated, but not destroyed, finally at one with the state of the world before reality began. Rhetoric success. That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that. Ha 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 ha. Alright, who's this mother of silence you keep talking about? Oh, that's no simple question, Essay. She is one who can't be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark, beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will. You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another? Or the ones that I had before? I don't understand what you're doing in the church. How did you even find this place? How did you even find this place? Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me. I still don't understand what you're doing in this church, man. I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the Mother's glory. Can you sing for me? Sing for me something. Sing me something. There's occasional grammar bubbles in this game, and they bug me endlessly. It doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence. Or, nod, singing is good. We should all sing a bit more. He is a priest. He definitely considers himself to be a priest. And all things considered with this particular Mother of Silence thing, I think that's all he actually needs. You know what? Singing is good. He laughs. I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the Mother of Silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes, that's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without a sound. Hello, mister. I am glad that you made it. Good morning, I think? Indeed, heartburn definitely sucks. You know what? I'm gonna ask him. Are you sure you didn't just switch one drug for another? It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service. Drama success. Too gleeful, those words. He's lying. Not to you, to his very own self. Faith is a kind of drug. I guess you have a point. Proceed. Let's agree to disagree. Proceed. I was being insensitive. Sorry. Let's move on. Proceed. 5 a.m. Yeah, 5 a.m. counts as morning. Good morning, mister. I'm glad you made it. And again. I don't understand. That car went off last week at around the same time. What is going on? Anyway, faith is a kind of drug. I've heard that before, Ray. He shakes his head. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night? When was the last time my character remembered what he did last night? I'm really hoping not. This is only the second week in a row. I'm hoping that they don't go a third. I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it. Oh, I like that one. I'm going with that one. She took you for a good spin, huh? He looks at you gravely. Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love. The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out. Honestly, I don't know. Last week it went off, and it kept going off until I eventually muted the stream and went and closed the window. And when I looked out the window, it actually, the back door of the car was wide open while it was going off. So I do not know. I'm gonna have to agree to disagree on this one. I know it'll take time. Don't sweat it. Right, other questions. Moving along. Yeah, I don't know that one would really want to be eaten by the Mother of Silence. I mean, considering that my character has amnesia because he went for comfort in the bottom of a bottle after his marriage blew up, a woman who would never ever let go of him might sound like a good thing once he remembers more stuff about it. But, I don't know. You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned? Yeah, but would they try to steal it again next week at around the same time? Because it has not gone off during the week. It's just been these 2 Sundays. Alright, why was the church abandoned? Police raid a while back. He responds, his voice suddenly flat. Finds out the Mother of Silence is his ex. Stupid people do stupid things. Maybe. Kim, did you witness it? Tiago, not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything. I wonder why the police raided the church. Alright, some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. How do you feel about that? The ones in the tent outside, right? I seen them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab? Probably scared of me. Wait, do they have a reason to be scared? So what do you think? About the nightclub, that is. I trust you won't get in the way of some enterprising youth. Their business looks promising. Turning a church into a nightclub, I have to say it's a great idea. You should support it. Do they have a reason to be scared of you, Tiago? No, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore anyway. Anymore. Half-light success, though he used to. a long time ago. By accident. Stupid people do smart things by accident. So what do you think about the nightclub idea? Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company. Okay, my mouth is just a little bit faster than typing. Alright then, thank you. Let's all congratulate me for not accidentally joining a cult. And hopefully congratulate the game for not crashing on an autosave? Maybe? Come on, Disco, you can do it. Yes, thank you. As I just got my 50th follower tonight. It's actually Arc Waterbot who is the other one in the chat at the moment. Maybe? But I'm not sure that joining a cult of silence is actually going to get this murder investigation done, and I'm not sure I can finish the game without finishing the murder investigation. Oh dear, this is staying frozen for some time. Come on, game, you can do it. But yeah, none of the options were really a straightforward line towards saying, yes, I will join this cult of the Mother of Silence. I'm also not sure of my character's ability to go climbing around in the rafters to this point of silence or whatever that the guy is. A cult based on holy salmon? Oh, tell me it was smoked salmon. Smoked salmon is amazing. Okay, well, let's continue wandering around. A cracked pane of glass. Colorful. Okay. Oh, there's definitely things over here. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. Based on the salmon from RuneScape? I have not actually played RuneScape myself, so I'm not familiar with that particular salmon. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. Oh. And what have we here? A scarf! I will certainly take that. Mesk Banger's silk scarf? Have we found some of Tiago's clothes? Let's see. Mesk Banger's silk scarf. +1 pain threshold. Bangers don't cry. This huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red-on-red embroidery embellishes it with cocky roosters and mesk floral motifs. Oh, sorry, motifs. That should be motifs, not motives. In one hand there is a flashlight, and in the other hand is a plastic bag full of cans and bottles that I have been collecting for a bit of extra money because he has no petty cash. Which is why I'm very sad that I can't actually... Oh wait, can I? I can! I can pick up these bottles. I'll take those. Okay. I don't know that I really want to walk through the middle of that thing again. It was a very strange effect the first time. Alright, over here. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio frequencies? Ah, yes, MMOs. Very, very great time. A lot of time investment, yes. That is true. I would say that the grinding in RPGs and the grinding in MMOs is not entirely dissimilar, but the difference is that the ones in RPGs actually have an end. In MMOs, they just want you to play and play and play and play, so the grind goes on forever. Two decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. All right. A portable Harman Waushi tape recorder. It's possible it's recording something? Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Okay. I think I might... Yeah, I'm going to look at this gigantic broken thing first, I think. Stained glass window. In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. Definitely watch. Well, if you visit my YouTube channel, I actually have all of my Darkest Dungeon plays archived on there, so you would be able to watch the older ones. And then on Thursday I will be playing it again, of course, for the Try Not to Die Thursday. That stream starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Encyclopedia Success. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. Kneel? No. Leave me alone, woman. You know what? Kneel. Whoa! Straight down his poor knees. Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass. Close your eyes first, or look up. Thank you, Hark. Close your eyes. The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you. It covers you from the wind outside. Perception, hearing, success. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pine wood sarcophagus around you. Open your eyes. The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There's a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? Conceptualization success. She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. It's compassion. It's remorse. It's mourning. It's not possible to live. Mourning. I'm going for mourning. Kim. As that terrible word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Do the same as you get up. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass. Yes, it's very philosophical, that one. Let's see, we have, this is Dolores Day. We have a medium challenge from the encyclopedia, How Did I Know This Is the Mother of Humanism? We have a challenging challenge from Visual Calculus for Reconstruct the Cracked Glass, or Turn Away and Leave. Let's see. Reconstructing the cracked glass, we have a 72% chance on that one. The Encyclopedia Challenge, we have a 92% chance. Let's go for the Encyclopedia one first. 92%. Here goes. Success. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence, Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state, perhaps the most famous human being to have ever lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever as it haunts all men. Wait, what exactly is an innocence? Okay, when did she rule? What else do I know about her? I want more. Was there something terrifying about her? Or to hell with this. Configuring prints for your 3D printer. Oh, 45 hours and 36 minutes. That's a fancy print. Is it big or just really detailed? Or both? What else do I know about her? Ah, both. I see. Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential marquise, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suzeraine, modern-day Sur la Clef. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Okay, what else? Was she smart? Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous. How come? It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. I was doing so well, and then I tripped over that one word. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era. Wow, or I don't care. No, wow. Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. Conceptualization success. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt. Okay, when did she rule? 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of the Sisola, the Insulinden, by explorers from the continent of Mundi, she is, among other things, the innocence of interstellar travel and the connected world. Wait, what exactly is an innocence here, since we seem to be using the term a lot? The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit. A ruler? A tyrant? A ruler? More. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocentric rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions, they are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office. Is one in office now? I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but... No, we are alone. I want more. As did we all. The lands of Mesk and the Occident and even faraway Supramundi, altogether 21 of the 40 mondial nations of the time, immediately accepted innocentric rule, even before her crowning. Her crowning? In a city called Advis Parasit in Vesper Messina, her homeland. The name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. The writing in this game is just magnificent. I forgive it its occasional little grammar baubles because it is just beautiful, beautiful words. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt. She must have been beautiful. I don't care how she looked. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. Well, that's denial. I'm not going with denial. She must have been beautiful. Oh, yes. She looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by Secret Servicemen. Then what? One of the men in the Secret Service killed her, 22 years later. a young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else. What? Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology. So was there something terrifying about her? Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it, but although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaign she waged against the Mesk state. And then there was the resettlement programs. The Mesk state tried to detach itself from inocentric rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Magritte were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. Rhetoric success, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. Encyclopedia. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pasantic, Mara Trigonum. I didn't pronounce that right. Oh, leveled up from all this knowledge coming in. Little is known of her Marquis' husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention but feel when they think of her. Conceptualization success. This subtle terror is part of her iconography. Kim. Lieutenant Yefreiter, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church. What are you thinking of, if I may ask? She's somehow connected to the case. Glowing lungs, that's fucked up. Nothing, just looking around. She's beautiful. She's not human. Yell, war criminal! You know what? Let's go out on a limb. She's somehow connected to the case. She's been dead for 300 years. I am almost 1,000% certain she isn't connected to the case. He takes his glasses off to clean them. None of this is, in fact. This church, the coast. This isn't a good place to get lost in. Okay. 300-year nap. Well, if she wasn't human... Let's try the visual calculus. 72% chance. Let's try it. Failure, alas. How close was it? Oh, that was pretty far off. It wanted 12 and I only rolled 9. The shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken letters line the emulsion. What it said, you do not know. How can he not do visual calculus? It's just where his points are. His visual calculus is 6, which is fairly high, but he rolled very badly. On the dice, I rolled 3. It was a very bad roll. It was a terrible roll. Alright, this is Dolores Day. The old woman in the village was right. He looks around. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records. You knew of this place? It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. He lowers his voice. It was built not long after Revicol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers. Encyclopedia success. On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago, where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds. What else do you know? Or, okie dokie. What else do you know? Anything useful? There used to be 7 staved churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they called them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the Revolution, or used for building materials. We should be respectful here. Although the building appears to be deserted, I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps. He looks at the machinery lying around. Conceptualization success. Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of Dolorianism? Kim, are you a follower of her? Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are Dolorian in origin. Stroke your chin first. I didn't think you were spiritual. I don't like her. She looks like a lever. I didn't think you were spiritual, Kim. It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The Dolorian system does not demand faith, only accordance. Okay, turn away. I wonder if I have any pieces of clothing that might increase my visual calculus. Let's take a moment to check. Let's see. Drama, interfacing, physical instrument, esprit de corps, visual calculus. Yes. Okay, that's 1 visual calculus. Electrochemistry, conceptualization. Well, these are neat office shades. Electrochemistry and reaction speed, logic, reaction speed, suggestion, empathy, esprit de corps and visual calculus, drama, logic, perception, savoir-faire. Oh no, wait, that's minus savoir-faire, that's plus electrochemistry, interfacing, and pain threshold. Okay, so if I put on this jacket and these glasses, hey, give me the glasses. He does have a cape, but it's a patrol cape. Oh wow, this is a very unflattering jacket that he's got on now. Okay. We're going to try it again. We should be able to try it again now that we've raised our visual calculus. That is, if this... Oh, the game is frozen on a save again. Well, that gives me a chance to drink a bit of coconut water after that incredible amount of reading that I just did. Okay, there we go. Alright, we should be able to try this again now. Nope. We raised the visual calculus with our clothes, but it's still locked. I gotta put a skill point in. I do have a skill point to put in. I really like coconut water. I find it works better than water for keeping my mouth and my throat moist for reading and streaming and such. It makes it so that I can do a really reading, talking heavy game like this one and still be able to speak the next day. And I really don't mind the flavor. Okay, visual calculus. By the way, this is the skills chart. It's a little different from many other RPGs. Every single one of these boxes is someplace that I could put points in if I felt like it. Alright, let's level up visual calculus. Yes, I went with one of the pre-made builds with this one, and there were 3 to choose from. One that was intellect heavy, one that was physical heavy, and one that was psyche heavy. Come on, let me into that check. There we go. And I decided to go with the pre-made one that's intellect heavy. Alright, we now have a 97% chance with all these points in visual calculus. Let's try it. Success! A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, leitmotif, below them both. Hit the 3%. I managed to miss the 3%. I rolled 3 more points than I needed to this time. What shattered this mosaic? Who is this older woman? The motto, what does it say? Or step back. I have failed on high checks before. I have failed on checks that I have a 90-something% chance. So it is absolutely something that can happen. Alright, let's start with what shattered this mosaic? Unknown. Huh. Interfacing success. A motor carriage? A gunshot? Someone falling into it? Or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break? Who is this older woman? The Etruscan on her throne says Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, coppin men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, terriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail. So what does the motto say? Below both women, in luminous black letter, après la vie, mort, après la mort, la vie de nouveau. Ah. Before life, death. Before death, the new life. And then along the left side, après le monde, le gris. Après le gris, le monde du nouveau. Before the world, the gray? I forget gris. Before that, the new world. It's been a long time since my French classes. I am translating, yes. This is French, and I can read French a bit, but I've forgotten gris. I've forgotten what gris stands for. I can read a little bit of French, and I can read a little bit of German, but I can't translate the German quite as well as I can translate French. Encyclopedia success. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. Okay, so that's pretty close to what I was saying. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the insulinden, on human thinking, a tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death. Okay, so my translation was much more literal, but pretty darn close. I feel good about that. 40% English and 60% something else. Lieutenant, this used to say after life, death, after da-da-da. Death, life again. He nods. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however. The RCM is the police-like group that both of these men work for in general. It's the version of the police that this particular dystopia has. Okay, why? It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We're already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing. What is the RCM motto now? Justice, union, prudence, and force. Cool. Not very feminine. I like the other one better. I like this. Puts the fear of God back in the word that is blanked out. I like the other one better. So do I. We are in agreement. Alright, step back. The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression. Alright, turn away. Excellent, now I'm going to take off these terrible clothes. Back into the cloak. And... oh, these minus my drama. My drama is just high enough to be able to tell when people are lying, so I don't really want to remove that too much. There we go. I was just changing my jacket and taking off a pair of glasses. It's nothing risque. Not like when I changed my pants in front of him earlier. That was last week. Okay, we've definitely made some progress here. We also have this computer, which I will look at in just a moment because I see something lighting up just at the edge. More money! And a pair of shoes. What are these? Okay. Mesk Bangers Red Brogues. I'm starting to notice a theme on the clothing I'm finding in here. +1 empathy in someone else's shoes. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white-on-white flower motif sewn on the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church. Yeah, I mean, I only find like maybe $1 or so at a time, but it still adds up. Well, let's see, my current shoes give me composure, but take away savoir-faire. I don't know that I need more empathy. I mean, is adding 1 point of empathy to 3 points really going to make that much of a difference? I don't think so. Okay, continuing on, let's check out this dot over here. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Okay. Oh, a little bird. LOL, the dilemma. Do I need more empathy? I've been going this far without empathy, so... I've gotten this far without empathy. Okay, this is back to the other dude. Let's go have a look at the computer. Oh, what have we here? Reaction speed. Hey, her innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember? What on earth is this? What? No, I don't remember anything. I don't want to think about this. Goodbye. Discard the thought. What? You have the headless Fallen Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back. What? What? Look around? Win who back? I can't win her back. She's a long-dead historical figure. I should, yes. This is a task of mine now. Forget about this. Discard thought. No, task. I will take it. I should, yes. New task. Offer figurines to Dolores Day. So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for. It's absolutely not! There is no possible way that this is what the figurines are for, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, so we have a new quest. Offer figurines to Dolores Day. Yes, the voices in my head are very weird. Dolores Day was fond of figurines. She deserves more. You should offer her any and all you have one day if you meet her in person. What an odd task to give yourself, but here we are. So I can't just, you know, offer it to the window? No? I want to try to offer it to the window. Yep. Okay. I can't entirely claim to be normal myself, so sometimes, yes, I will go for the weird option. Looks like I can't give this figurine to her. Reaction speed. Why? Because she's a stained glass window. Thought. That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else? Like what? Is the task still on? Or, okay. Like what? Come on, come up with something. I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have that option. I can't I can't just throw things, unfortunately. It's I have to have the option in dialogue to hand something or throw something. I mean, where... yeah, there we go. We have the headless Fallen Rider here. Figurine to give to Dolores Day if we ever see her. Oh, I've had the option to take more things than alcohol. I just haven't. I actually got an achievement last week for being incredibly boring because I haven't been drinking or doing drugs. Very sad. Okay, so... got to wait for that special moment, right? Oh, that... Oh, that noise is weird in headphones. That's bad. Okay. Only one ear now. A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity. Like a stare down with your inner voices. That's special. You know, my inner voices have had arguments in previous sessions. They have actually disagreed with each other, and I've had to choose between them. It's been a thing. Oh, thank goodness the noise stopped. Kim, another radio computer, says the lieutenant, stepping closer, and this time it's already turned on. He seems cautious around the machine. This is the second computer that we've found. The other one was hidden away in a supposedly closed building, and it demanded a password that I didn't have. I've been looking for one ever since. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in Doomed Commercial Area. Wait, let me just investigate it. Step behind the computer. You're right, let's get out of here and leave. I'm going to step behind. Let me just investigate behind here. You see Virescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. Look inside the compartment. Press play. Press print. A closed building just means... Yes, I opened 2 of them. I now have free access to that particular closed building that I didn't have before. Look inside the compartment. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says in black marker, Log, February to March. This particular time in-game is in March, so this is the current log. Interfacing success. This is the machine's filament memory. Press play to access its contents. I'm doing it. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening. Votre accident en Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Oh boy. Why did you open this building and how? It was closed. It had to be open. It should not have been closed. Perception, hearing. It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the Doomed Commercial Area. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log, February to March. Fortress accident like the one in the doomed commercial area? What are you, a machine? Or are you alive? Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Press off silent. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log. Good. Please repeat the password. Darn it. Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something. The lieutenant nods towards Tiago. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? Is it my birthday? This is the police. Please open this thing. I don't know the password. Can you give me a hint? No. A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations. I don't know the password. Received. I will register this login attempt. Half-light success. That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Well, I am trying to use a machine that is not mine. Fortress accident. Is there something else I can do for you today? Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log. Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area? What are you, a machine, or are you alive? Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Okay, I'm finished with the call. Thank you. Sleep well, Fortress accident, she says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static. The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. I'm curious, what happens if you press print? Nothing. Nothing happens. All right then. Well, we can certainly try asking Tiago if he happens to know anything about a password. As if he doesn't, I think we're done with this building. Let's just edge around the circle of silence here. Oh, can I go over here? As I immediately get distracted by something else. Oh wait, I was already over here. Never mind. Tiago.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
If I cut the wire from the computer... Yeah, unfortunately no option to do that. This game, there's a lot of freedom in what order you do things in, and sometimes there's freedom in what method you approach things, but your options once you're there can be a little limited. You can only do what it offers you to do. You can't come up with something sideways, unfortunately. Coffee? Coffee in the back? Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies. Okay. We have 2 new ones. Have you by any chance heard the grandmother say the password to a radio computer? And what was that about coffee? I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. Let's start with the one that I wanted, what I came here for. Contact the developer. Have you heard the password, sir? Too many times, Essay. You need it for something? Yes. Drama success. Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety. I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes identifying regional trends. It's in the interest of public safety, of course. Just tell me if that's the password. Step closer. Yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation in Martinez. Honestly, I just want to break into a radio computer to see what's on it. My drama has not been terribly useful yet, but let's try it anyway. I'm doing a survey. Don't sweat it, Vato. The password is afterlife death. Of course it is. Let me just write that down. I keep a notebook over here so I remember things. Of course, it helps if the pen actually writes. Password. Afterlife death. There we go. Just in case it gives me several options to choose from, I want to make sure the right one. Oh, indeed. All very useful questions. Such useful questions that answers must be provided for immediately. Our operators are standing by. What was that about coffee? I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. Oh, sorry. What do you think of that? Makes me almost pity the... more Spanish. Oh, boy. Lurky. Well, thank you for the lurk, Horace. Alright, what about coffee? Coffee? Somebody say coffee? Coffee? Look, man, I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the Mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee. What? The coffee is state secrets now? Fine. I'll just take this stolen password and go. I think we're done here, Issei. The figure crawls off into the darkness above. Kim, that was an interesting conversation. That may have been at least as long ago as I crocheted before. Maybe longer than that. I did try crocheting and knitting some time ago, but I turned out to have a problem with maintaining the appropriate tension, so I moved on to other crafts that I was better at. Coffee is always a secret. Always. Okay, interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation. There's coffee, Kim! Coffee is always relevant. I love coffee. Okay, so now we have the password. And it's possible that password will work on the other computer, which I also couldn't get into because I didn't know the password, but I definitely know it'll work on this one. "12:03 a.m. Gonna make another cup of coffee." Of course, it makes perfect sense. I hate that noise! Oh, that is a very bad noise to have going in both ears. Alright, press play again. Oh, the noise stopped. It made the noise stop. Next time I'll press play faster. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds like 100 years old.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Rapid Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Coffee has been mentioned too many times not to make some. If I didn't have to be up tomorrow morning-ish, I would have some too, honestly. Okay. I have the right password for the personal log. Good. Please repeat the password. Yes, exactly. Tea. But I have coconut water. I still have at least a third of this can of coconut water left. Afterlife, death. Good. I've unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Aha! Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Like the one in the doomed commercial area? I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on St. Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. It is the other one! This password may well work on the other computer. That's awesome! St. Brun, that's the church. The lieutenant gestures around him. And Rue de Saint-Ghislain, that's the doomed commercial area. Anything else I can help you with? I'm not going to ask her if she's a machine. Thanks, but I'm finished. You've been very helpful. Sleep well, Fortress Accident, she says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static. The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. Press print. The printer prints out a long text document and its dot matrix with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. Read that printout. Anything with caffeine, then go to bed still. Constant sleep deprivation. Yes, I call myself semi-nocturnal, but it becomes completely nocturnal if I have some caffeine. So I try to avoid caffeine after it's gotten dark. The first entry, made on the 4th of February 51 by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used a crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place is being deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. Kim. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath. 4th of February? That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while. Oh boy. I hope it was a good book. And not just, a necessary or school-related one. Basically I'm saying I hope it was pleasure reading. Ah, excellent. I'm glad. I would hate to have spent that long reading something for school. So dry, those books. Do you think this log might be connected to the case? Read the second entry. Let go of the printout. If it was my textbook, I would have burned it. This might be connected to the case? Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local... His eyes wander to the various machines around him. Eccentric. Read the second entry anyway. 6th February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fisherman. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. Then how are you doing this log? 13 hours of biomass and energy transport mathematical models. Oh no, I would not want to spend 13 hours reading that either. Half-light success. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. Keep reading. 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esker series? Something advanced. Why would she need an antenna? Or read the 4th entry. Why would she need an antenna? Why would anyone need any of this equipment here? He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot. Read the 4th entry. 8th February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up, called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art, drinking somewhere out of town. Suislaw started a rock band again. Lexi is being seen asking money from strangers. Should I be writing down these people's names? Maybe I should. Let's see, we have Simo. Let's see, we have Suislaw. And Lexi. Okay. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine, too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. Oh yes, the other computer was in what very strongly resembled a game dev studio. These people are attempting to make a computer game. Possibly the first ever computer game. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know, everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. A data loss? Artists? Programmers? Lexi? Who are all these people? Read the 5th entry. A data loss? Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault? He adjusts his glasses. Let's keep reading. Artists, programmers, Lexi, who are these people? I think these people worked in the radio computer games business, the one we saw in the doomed commercial area. They must be her former co-workers. Aha, just what I'd deduced. Read the 5th entry. 12th February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church, going to start working tomorrow at 8 a.m. The strike. He strokes his chin. We're nearing the date of the murder. We are. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place. Keep reading then. 25th February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics. Welcome back. Coffee. Kim, is she talking about... The lieutenant looks to his right, towards the silence. She is. Fought a spider. I'm hoping you won? Read the 7th. 28th February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here. Kim, the pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk? But what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you, or read the 8th entry. Besieged by spiders. Good luck. Check doorways before you walk through them. Okay, look at the water basins. Kim, the lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. 8th entry. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. Reaction speed success. That disco man must be a cell. She must be describing a cell, or read the 9th entry. Of course she must be describing a cell. Kim, the girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes. Read the 9th entry. March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Whoops, that was me. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her. That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Plaisance. Read the 10th entry. Nope, that's me. That was me. Hey. Kim, I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine. Interfacing success. No, it was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. Thank you, interfacing. Read the 10th entry. It's interesting that we're getting months, but we're not getting actual days. And also, we've definitely passed beyond the point of the murder. I arrived several days after the murder, and the investigation didn't start until several more days after that. March 51. A new 2mm aux cable, noodles, crackers, ping pong, energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, also some canned air. Sorry, 2 meter, not millimeter. Oh! Perception success. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. Suna, the programmer. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer. Hello. If we weren't the police, we'd be in trouble. It's not exactly a world ended, but in this alternate history there was a very terrible revolution. There was a kind of a tyranny, and communists rose up to overthrow it, and there was a terrible battle that raged back and forth and might as well have counted as a world war, until a third party showed up and ended it all with massive, massive artillery shelling. And now that third party is the one that's in charge. Everything here leads from that. All right.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Yes. No radioactivity. This is... thankfully, the shelling was all regular shelling, not nuclear shelling, but it was quite horrific, and this particular area of the world is still suffering from the effects of that. The buildings have not been rebuilt. Many of the ruins have not been taken down. The whole place is just, it's post-war, but it's been post-war for about 50, maybe 60 years now. So it's really run down. The situation's not great. She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots. They are very bad at rebuilding this particular area. This is a very poor area. The only thing here is the dockyard, which is just a staging point. It's where things change over. It's not where they go. And the dock workers have been on strike for a couple of months now at least. It's not good. Hello, Friend Zone. Thank you for the lurk. Yes. These are the place that has been referred to previously in the stream as Jamrock appears to be the actual slums. These are the slums of the slums. Alright, interfacing success. Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender. Interfacing, what are you on about?
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
Oh boy. I can assure you I'm an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer. I'm using it to access Coalition military data links. We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. We're not just breaking in. I'm pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost identity. All of these make me sound a little bit of a nut. Sure, let's pursue a mysterious lead.
You won't find any answers from here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We hardly touched anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
The fact that he feels that he needs to mention that we should wait until she finished. Alright, and... at the very least, she might have information that I am interested in. And here we have the autosave freeze again. Which is hilarious because it is 20 past 12 and my nominal ending time is midnight. So I am probably going to wait to speak to this lady until next week. Dun dun dun. And hopefully she has something useful to one or another of my many, many investigations. Here's hoping. So, what we're going to do is a proper save rather than a quick save. There we go. And Yes, dun dun dun. The investigation continues next week. That was Disco Elysium, and I can tell from all the questions that there are many, many, many questions. All of my previous sessions of Disco Elysium are archived on my YouTube. That updates every Friday. So this session will be going up on YouTube next Friday, sometime in the afternoon. And there is also a playlist that has all of them in order, and that will also be updated sometime on Friday. My sessions from Try Not to Die Thursday, which is currently Darkest Dungeon, and before Darkest Dungeon was playing some Oxygen Not Included, are also archived on the YouTube site, so there's a lot there to keep people occupied. Which is a good thing, because my next stream is going to be on Wednesday at as close to 7 o'clock as everyone can be gathered together. I will be playing Among Us with a group of my locally based writer friends. We're none of us terribly good at the game, but we're all having a lot of fun, and I'm told it's kind of enjoyable to watch, so I would really love to see people there. And then after that, I will be returning again at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday for Try Not to Die Thursday, where I will be continuing to play Darkest Dungeon. I believe on the docket this week is grinding up to get people up to a level to be able to do level 3 dungeons, so that I don't have to be constantly doing level 1 dungeons. And, maybe if I get a bunch of level 3 or 4 people, I can start going after the level 3 bosses. That would be fun. But we shall see. That's not until Thursday. Yes, all of my, the whole campaign of the Darkest Dungeon is available on the YouTube as well. And so, with that, I will be heading out for the evening. I hope you all had a great night. I definitely had a great night. I feel like I've learned a lot, even though I did not move the plot of this game very far at all. I maybe took a half step, but it was fun. And I hope to see you all again on Wednesday. Have a great night. Good night.